Inside at last.
In a gaming landscape often dominated by bombastic heroes and world-saving quests, Thief the Dark Project, released in 1998, offered a starkly different experience. Stepping into the soft-soled boots of a master thief named Garrett, developed by Looking Glass Studios, the game didn't just introduce stealth as a mechanic, it elevated it to an art form, forcing players to rely on cunning, patience, and an intimate understanding of the environment to succeed. Over 2 decades later, Thief the Dark Project remains a landmark title, influencing the stealth genre and cementing its place as a true classic. What makes Thief so special? It boils down to a confluence of innovative gameplay, a richly realized world, and a compelling narrative that transcended the typical good versus evil trope. Forget mowing down hordes of enemies. Thief prioritizes avoidance above all else. Combat is a last resort, with Garrett being incredibly vulnerable in a direct confrontation. Instead, players are encouraged to hug the shadows, listen to enemy patrols, and plan their movements with meticulous care. This emphasis on stealth is achieved through a brilliant system of light and sound. Garrett's visibility is directly tied to the lighting of his surroundings, forcing players to stick to dark corners and use shadows to their advantage. The sound design is equally crucial, with the clank of metal on stone or the splash of water in a fountain alerting guards to your presence. This intimate connection to the environment creates a palpable sense of tension, making every step a calculated risk. The city, the sprawling metropolis where Thief takes place, is a character in its own right. A grimy, Gothic-inspired setting, it's a place of stark social contrasts where the wealthy elite live in opulent mansions while the downtrodden struggle to survive in the slums. This meticulously crafted world is further brought to life through detailed architecture, ambient sounds, and snippets of conversations overheard while lurking in the shadows. Unlike many fantasy settings, Thief's world feels believable and grounded. Magic exists, but it's a mysterious and often dangerous force used sparingly and with caution. The constant threat of exposure, combined with the oppressive atmosphere of the city, creates a uniquely immersive experience. Garrett is no hero. He's a pragmatic thief driven by self-interest, making his living by relieving the wealthy of their possessions. However, as the story unfolds, he finds himself caught in a web of ancient conflicts and powerful forces beyond his understanding. The game doesn't shy away from moral ambiguity. Garrett's actions often have unintended consequences, and the lines between right and wrong become increasingly blurred. This nuanced storytelling, coupled with a memorable cast of characters, elevates Thief beyond a simple stealth game and into a compelling exploration of power, corruption, and the human condition.
I wonder if he reads them or if it's just for show.
Thief the Dark Project was a trailblazer, influencing countless games that followed. Its emphasis on player agency, environmental awareness, and non-lethal gameplay set a new standard for the stealth genre. Games like Deus Ex, Splinter Cell, and Dishonored owe a significant debt to Thief's innovative design. Beyond its influence, Thief remains a highly playable and engaging experience. The core mechanics are timeless, and the game's atmosphere and narrative hold up remarkably well. For players seeking a challenge that rewards cunning, patience, and a willingness to think outside the box, Thief the Dark Project is a must-play. Stepping into the shadows as Garrett is more than just playing a game. It's experiencing a masterpiece in stealth design and a journey into a world that continues to captivate and inspire. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest victories are achieved not through brute force, but through the gentle art of unseen movement.
It's a throne room. How pretentious can you get? Here we go.
Thief 2: The Metal Age, released in 2000, is a chef d'oeuvre in stealth gameplay. Building upon the foundations laid by its predecessor, Thief the Dark Project, it refined and polished the formula, swapping Gothic fantasy for an Industrial Revolution era cityscape and solidifying Garrett's place as a legendary figure in gaming. More than just a direct sequel, the Metal Age elevated the core mechanics of Thief to new heights, offering players an unparalleled experience in immersion and player agency. While the Dark Project focused on exploring a world steeped in magic and ancient mysteries, Thief 2 shifts its gaze towards a gritty, technologically advancing city where the rich grow richer and the poor are left to scramble in the shadows. The game's setting, a sprawling metropolis known only as the City, is a defining characteristic of the Metal Age. The transition from medieval cathedrals and haunted ruins to smog-choked factories and opulent mansions is a significant one. This Industrial Revolution theme permeates every aspect of the game, from the clanging machinery and whirring gears that punctuate the sound design to the architecture and the types of enemies encountered. The city feels alive and interconnected, a labyrinth of rooftops, alleys, and sewers, offering countless routes and possibilities. This verticality encourages exploration and rewards players who think outside the box, utilizing shadows and sound to navigate their environment. The level design is intricate and meticulously crafted, offering a genuine sense of scale and detail that contributes immensely to the overall atmosphere. The core gameplay of Thief 2 revolves around stealth. Garrett, a master thief, is far from a warrior. Direct confrontation is usually a death sentence. Instead, the game encourages players to utilize the environment to their advantage, sticking to the shadows, manipulating sound, and exploiting enemy routines. The Metal Age refines this approach by offering a more sophisticated and responsive AI. Guards are more perceptive, reacting realistically to sounds and changes in lighting. The introduction of new enemy types, such as the clockwork servants of the Mechanist Order, adds another layer of challenge. These mechanical sentinels are immune to conventional weapons and require a different approach to bypass or disable, forcing players to adapt their strategies. Garrett's arsenal also receives an upgrade. While the original Thief offered a solid selection of tools, the Metal Age introduces new gadgets and refinements that enhance the stealth gameplay. The flash bomb, rope arrow, and noisemaker arrow become essential tools for distraction and evasion. These tools, coupled with the game's intricate environments, allow for creative solutions and emergent gameplay. While the gameplay is the star of the show, Thief 2 also boasts a compelling narrative. Garrett finds himself caught in the middle of a power struggle between the city's elite and a mysterious religious cult known as the Mechanists. Led by the enigmatic Father Karras, the Mechanists seek to replace magic with technology and reshape the city in their image. The story unfolds through a series of meticulously crafted missions that take Garrett from the opulent mansions of the aristocracy to the grimy factories and hidden temples of the Mechanists. These missions are punctuated by cutscenes and voice acting that bring the characters and the world to life. The narrative explores themes of technological progress, religious fanaticism, and the struggle for control within a rapidly changing society.
Instructions are locked in thy secure records area.
What secure area?
The sheriff requested us to construct a records hall that only he and his lieutenants may view. 'Tis no doubt to keep them from the eyes of incompetents such as thee.
Thief 2: The Metal Age remains a benchmark for stealth games, celebrated for its immersive atmosphere, challenging gameplay, and intricate level design. It set the standard for player agency in the genre, allowing players to approach each mission in their own unique way. The game's influence can be seen in countless modern stealth titles, and its legacy continues to inspire developers and players alike. Thief 2: The Metal Age is more than just a sequel. It is a refinement of a groundbreaking concept, a testament to the power of emergent gameplay, and a reminder that sometimes the most powerful weapon is silence. It's a game that deserves to be celebrated and explored by anyone who appreciates the art of shadows and subterfuge.
There's the torch. Now to give the signal.
Thief: Deadly Shadows, the third installment in the groundbreaking stealth franchise, might be nearly 2 decades old, but its legacy as a masterclass in immersive, tense gameplay continues to resonate with players today. Released in 2004, the game built upon the foundation laid by its predecessors, Thief the Dark Project and Thief 2 to the Metal Age, refining the formula and introducing new elements that cemented its place in gaming history. At its core, Thief Deadly Shadows is about meticulously planning and executing heists as Garrett, a cynical master thief who operates in a medieval steampunk city rife with corruption and intrigue. Unlike many action-adventure games, combat is a last resort, with Garrett being significantly outmatched in direct confrontations. The true thrill lies in navigating intricate environments, studying guard patrols, utilizing gadgets, and exploiting the interplay of light and shadow to remain undetected.
I hope that cook is as good as his word.
This is the defining feature of the Thief series, and Deadly Shadows perfects it. Garrett is incredibly vulnerable in bright light and virtually invisible in darkness. This simple mechanic transforms every environment into a strategic playground where players constantly juggle their visibility, moving between pools of shadow and utilizing special arrows to extinguish torches or create artificial darkness. The Thief games are renowned for their impeccable sound design, and Deadly Shadows is no exception. Eavesdropping on guard conversations provides valuable information, while the creak of your boots on a creaky floorboard can instantly alert your enemies. The ambient sounds of the city, from the clang of metal in the Hammerite district to the eerie whispers in the haunted Shoals Gate, create an incredibly immersive and unsettling atmosphere. Deadly Shadows boasts intricate and multi-layered levels filled with secret passages, hidden rooms, and multiple pathways. This allows players to approach each objective in a variety of ways, encouraging experimentation and rewarding those who think outside the box. You can pick locks, mantle over rooftops, use rope arrows to create new routes. While stealth gameplay is paramount, Deadly Shadows also weaves a captivating narrative centered around ancient factions, forbidden knowledge, and Garrett's own conflicted past. The game explores themes of faith, power, and the consequences of unchecked ambition, adding depth and intrigue to the thieving experience.
The city. Obey the law, and there's no need to worry about the residents.
A significant addition to the series was the introduction of a larger, more interconnected city hub. Players can now freely explore the city between missions, overhear rumors, purchase equipment, and even taking on side jobs. This breathes life into the world and makes Garrett's presence feel more impactful.
Haven't you heard? Lady Elizabeth from Rutherford Castle is after you.
While Deadly Shadows is largely considered a success, it's not without its flaws. The game's transitions to the Xbox console resulted in some compromises, notably smaller level sizes compared to previous titles. While the game looks dated by today's standards, mods and HD texture packs can significantly improve the visuals. Despite these minor shortcomings, Thief Deadly Shadows remains a shining example of how to craft a truly immersive and challenging stealth experience. Its emphasis on player agency, combined with its atmospheric world and compelling narrative, continues to captivate players and inspire modern stealth games. If you're looking for a game that will test your patience, reward your cunning, and immerse you in a world of shadows and intrigue, Thief Deadly Shadows is well worth revisiting or experiencing for the first time. Just remember, darkness is your friend.
It's not for you.
Please, sir, I'm hungry.
You have talent. It's no easy thing to see a keeper.
especially one who does not wish to